Welcome to our channel. Today we're exploring four amazing coins from the iconic Kennedy half dollar series: 1981D, 1984D, 1991D, and 1997D. These coins may look common, but some of them can hold surprising value and history. Make sure you watch till the end to discover which one could be worth more than you think. The 1981D half dollar belongs to the iconic Kennedy half dollar series, one of the most recognizable and historically meaningful coin programs in the United States. This series was first introduced in 1964 to honor John F. Kennedy, whose assassination in 1963 deeply impacted the nation and the world. The decision to place his portrait on the half dollar was made quickly after his death, reflecting both national mourning and a desire to preserve his legacy in everyday American life. By the time the 1981D issue was struck, the Kennedy half dollar had already undergone several changes in composition, circulation patterns, and public usage, making this coin a fascinating representation of modern U.S. numismatic history. The D Mint mark on the 1981 half dollar indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities in the United States. The Denver Mint has a long-standing reputation for producing large quantities of circulating coinage, and in 1981 it struck millions of half dollars. However, unlike earlier decades when half dollars were widely used in daily commerce, by 1981 their circulation had significantly declined. Americans had largely stopped using half dollars in everyday transactions, favoring smaller denominations like quarters and dimes. As a result, most 1981D half dollars were not heavily circulated and were instead stored in bank vaults or collected in rolls by coin enthusiasts. This reduced circulation contributes to the relatively condition in which many of these coins are found today. The design of the coin remains consistent with earlier issues in the series. On the obverse, the left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy is prominently displayed, capturing his youthful and charismatic image. The word liberty arcs around the top of the coin, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is split on either side of Kennedy's neck. The year 1981 appears at the bottom, marking the coin's date of issue. The artistry of this portrait was created by Gilroy Roberts, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time, and it remains one of the most admired coin portraits in modern American numismatics. The design conveys both dignity and simplicity, reflecting Kennedy's enduring legacy as a leader. On the reverse side, the coin features a presidential seal, a powerful emblem of the United States. This design was created by Frank Gasparro, another influential engraver at the U.S. Mint. At the center is a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing the nation's desire for peace but readiness for defense. Above the eagle appears a Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which reflects the unity of the states. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar. The reverse design is rich in symbolism and continues to represent American ideals of unity, strength, and resilience. In terms of composition, the 1981D half dollar is made of a copper-nickel-clad structure. Specifically, it consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition was adopted in 1971 after the rising cost of silver made it impractical to continue using precious metal in circulating coins. As a result, the 1981D half dollar contains no silver content, which significantly affects its intrinsic value compared to earlier issues such as the 1964 Kennedy half dollar, which was struck in 90% silver. The coin has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge, all standard specifications for the series during this period. The mintage of the 1981D half dollar was relatively high, with over 33 million coins produced. Despite this large mintage, the coin is somewhat unique because it was not widely circulated. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the demand for half dollars in commerce was extremely low, and many coins were released primarily in collector sets or stored by financial institutions. This means that finding a 1981D half dollar in uncirculated condition is not particularly difficult, as many examples have been preserved in rolls or mint sets. However, coins in exceptionally high grades, especially those with flawless surfaces and strong strikes, can still command a premium among collectors. When discussing the value of the 1981D half dollar, it is important to consider its condition. In circulated grades, the coin is generally worth only its face value of 50 cents, as it is neither rare nor composed of precious metal. In uncirculated condition, typical examples may be valued between $2 and $5, depending on their quality and eye appeal. Coins graded at higher levels, such as MS-65 or above, can fetch higher prices, particularly if they exhibit strong luster, minimal contact marks, and excellent strike quality. Additionally, coins found in original mint sets or with unique toning may attract additional interest from collectors. From a historical perspective, the 1981 D half dollar represents a period when U.S. coinage was transitioning fully into modern clad compositions and when certain denominations were losing their role in everyday transactions. The half dollar, once a commonly used coin, had become largely symbolic by this time. Nevertheless, the Kennedy half dollar series continued to be produced annually, reflecting its importance as a commemorative and collectible piece rather than a practical unit of currency. The continued production of these coins highlights the enduring legacy of John F. Kennedy and the public's ongoing interest in his memory. In the broader context of numismatics, the 1981 D half dollar is often collected as part of complete Kennedy half dollar sets. Collectors may seek to acquire coins from each year and mint mark, creating a comprehensive collection that spans decades of American history. While the 1981 D issue is not considered rare, it plays an essential role in completing such collections. Its availability and affordability make it accessible to both beginner and experienced. The 1984 D half dollar is part of the well-known Kennedy half dollar series, a long-running U.S. coin program created to honor John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. Introduced in 1964, the Kennedy half dollar quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in American history. By 1984, the series had already transitioned fully into modern-clad coinage and had largely shifted from everyday circulation into a collector-focused role. The 1984 D issue reflects this stage in the coin's evolution, where production continued annually, but actual use in daily transactions had become very limited. The D mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint has been one of the primary producers of U.S. circulating coinage for over a century, known for its high production capacity and consistent output. In 1984, the Denver Mint struck millions of half dollars, yet most of these coins were not released widely into circulation. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, public demand for half dollars had significantly declined, and many coins were instead distributed in mint sets or stored in bank reserves. This unusual distribution pattern means that a large number of 1984 D half dollars survive today in relatively condition, often showing minimal wear. The obverse front of the 1984 D half dollar features the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The portrait shows Kennedy facing left, with finely detailed hair and a calm, dignified expression. Surrounding the portrait is the word liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" appears split across the lower portion of the design. The date 1984 is clearly inscribed at the bottom. This design has remained largely unchanged since the coin's introduction, reflecting both its artistic success and its symbolic importance. Kennedy's image on the coin continues to serve as a lasting tribute to his leadership, vision, and enduring influence on American history. On the reverse back, the coin displays a presidential seal, a powerful and symbolic representation of the United States. This design was created by Frank Gasparro and features a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other, representing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Above the eagle is the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that emphasizes unity among the states. Surrounding the central design are the words United States of America and half dollar. The reverse design is rich in meaning and continues to represent the core values of the nation. In terms of composition, the 1984 D half dollar is made of a copper-nickel-clad structure. It consists of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition was introduced in 1971, replacing the earlier silver content used in previous decades. As a result, the 1984 D half dollar contains no silver, which significantly impacts its intrinsic value. The coin has a standard diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge all consistent with other Kennedy half dollars of the modern era. The mintage of the 1984 D half dollar was substantial, with over 26 million coins produced. Despite this high mintage, the coin is not commonly found in everyday circulation due to the declining use of half dollars in commerce. Instead, many examples were preserved in uncirculated condition, either in mint sets or as part of private collections. This makes the coin relatively easy to obtain for collectors, especially in lower uncirculated grades. However, finding coins in very high grades, such as MS66 or MS67, can be more challenging, as even minor imperfections can affect the coin's grading. When it comes to value, the 1984 D half dollar is generally considered a common coin. In circulated condition, it is typically worth only its face value of 50 cents. In uncirculated condition, it may be valued between $2 and $6, depending on its quality and overall appearance. Coins with exceptional luster, sharp strikes, and minimal contact marks may command higher prices, especially if they are professionally graded. Additionally, coins with attractive natural toning or those preserved in original government packaging can be more desirable among collectors. From a historical and cultural perspective, the 1984 D half dollar represents a time when U.S. coinage was firmly established in its modern form. The transition away from silver had been completed, and the focus had shifted toward durability and cost-effectiveness. At the same time, the continued production of the Kennedy half dollar demonstrated the lasting impact of John F. Kennedy on American society. Even though the coin was no longer widely used in daily transactions, it remained an important symbol of national identity and remembrance. In the world of coin collecting, numismatics, the 1984 D half dollar holds a steady place as part of complete Kennedy half dollar sets. Collectors often seek coins from each year and mint mark, and the 1984 D issue is an essential component of such collections. While it may not be rare, its availability and affordability make it an attractive option for both beginners and experienced collectors. It also serves as a useful example for studying modern coin production techniques, including clad composition and mass minting processes. Another notable aspect of the 1984 D half dollar is its condition rarity and strike quality. Many coins from this period exhibit relatively average strikes, and it can be difficult to find examples with fully detailed features, especially in the hair and eagle feathers. Coins that display exceptional detail, strong luster, and minimal imperfections are highly sought after by advanced collectors. These high-grade specimens can achieve significantly higher values in the numismatic market, proving that even common coins can become valuable when they meet strict quality standards. In conclusion, the 1984 D Kennedy half dollar is a coin that combines historical significance, artistic excellence, and accessibility. Although it is not rare or highly valuable in most cases, it remains an important part of U.S. coinage and a meaningful tribute to John F. Kennedy. Its story reflects broader changes in American currency, including the decline of certain denominations. The 1997 D half dollar is part of the long-running and historically important Kennedy half dollar series, a U.S. coin program that was first issued in 1964 to honor the legacy of John F. Kennedy. After Kennedy's assassination in 1963, the United States government moved quickly to commemorate him on circulating coinage, replacing the Franklin half dollar with a new design bearing his portrait. Over the decades, the Kennedy half dollar became not only a tribute to a beloved president, but also a symbol of modern American coinage. By 1997, the coin had firmly transitioned from widespread circulation into a collector-oriented issue, reflecting changes in how Americans use currency and coins in everyday life. The D Mint mark on the 1997 half dollar signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing U.S. coins. The Denver Mint has been operational since 1906 and has played a crucial role in supplying coin for the nation's economy. In 1997, the Denver Mint produced millions of half dollars. However, similar to earlier decades, these coins were not widely released into general circulation. Instead, they were primarily distributed through Federal Reserve channels in limited quantities or included in official U.S. mint sets purchased by collectors. This limited circulation explains why many 1997 D half dollars are found today in relatively condition, often with minimal signs of wear. The obverse design of the 1997 D half dollar continues the classic portrait of John F. Kennedy, created by Gilroy Roberts. The image shows Kennedy facing left, with a clean and dignified appearance that captures his youthful energy and leadership qualities. The word liberty is prominently displayed along the upper edge of the coin, while the national motto "In God We Trust" appears split across the lower portion of the design. The date 1997 is inscribed at the bottom, marking the year of issue. This design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, demonstrating its lasting appeal and significance in American numismatic art. On the reverse side, the coin features a presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparro. At the center is a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, symbolizing strength and freedom. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, representing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other, indicating the nation's readiness to defend itself. Above the eagle is a Latin inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which emphasizes the unity of the United States. Surrounding the design are the words United States of America and $50. The reverse design remains rich in symbolism and continues to reflect the values and ideals of the nation. In terms of composition, the 1997 $50 is made of a copper-nickel-clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition has been standard for the Kennedy $50 since 1971, when the United States moved away from silver coinage due to rising metal costs. As a result, the 1997 $50 contains no silver, which means its intrinsic metal value is relatively low compared to earlier silver issues. The coin has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge, all consistent with the specifications of modern $50. The mintage of the 1997 $50 was approximately 15 million coins, a lower figure compared to some earlier years in the series. Despite this, the coin is not considered rare because demand for $50 was limited, and many coins are preserved in uncirculated condition. The reduced circulation of $50 during this period means that collectors can often find high-quality examples without much difficulty. However, coins in exceptional condition, those with sharp strikes, strong luster, and minimal contact marks, are more desirable and can command higher prices in the collector market. When evaluating the value of the 1997 $50, condition plays a key role. In circulated condition, the coin is typically worth its face value of 50 cents, as it is neither rare nor composed of precious metal. In uncirculated condition, it may be worth between $2 and $6, depending on its quality. Coins graded at higher levels, such as MS-66 or above, can achieve higher values, especially if they exhibit outstanding eye appeal. Additionally, coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by reputable grading services may carry a premium due to the assurance of their authenticity and condition. From a historical standpoint, the 1997 $50 reflects a period when the role of coins in everyday American life was changing. The increasing use of electronic payments, credit cards, and smaller denominations reduced the need for $50 in daily transactions. As a result, the coin became more of a collectible item than a functional piece of currency. Despite this shift, the continued production of the Kennedy $50 demonstrates its enduring popularity and significance as a symbol of national heritage. In the field of numismatics, the 1997 $50 is an important component of complete Kennedy $50 collections. Collectors often aim to acquire coins from each year and mint mark, and the 1997 D issue is a necessary addition to such sets. While it may not be rare or highly valuable, it holds significance as part of a continuous series that spans decades of American history. Its affordability makes it accessible to new collectors, while its historical context adds depth and interest for more experienced enthusiasts. Another aspect worth noting is the quality and strike characteristics of the 1997 $50. Coins from this period sometimes exhibit average strike quality, with certain details, such as Kennedy's hair or the eagle's feathers, appearing less sharply defined. Collectors often seek out examples with strong strikes and full detail, as these are less common and more visually appealing. Coins with exceptional luster and minimal imperfections stand out and are more likely to achieve higher grades in professional evaluations. In conclusion, the 1997 D Kennedy $50 is a coin that embodies a transition of U.S. coinage into the modern era. While it is not rare or highly valuable in most cases, it remains an important piece of American numismatic history and a lasting tribute to John F. Kennedy. Its design, composition, The 1991D half dollar is a notable issue within the long-running Kennedy half dollar series, a coin program that has become one of the most enduring and recognizable in United States history. First introduced in 1964, the Kennedy half dollar was created to honor John F. Kennedy after his assassination in 1963. The coin quickly replaced the Franklin half dollar and became a symbol of national remembrance and respect. By 1991, the series had already been in production for nearly 3 decades, and it had transitioned fully into a modern, collector-oriented coin rather than a widely circulated piece of currency. The 1991D issue reflects this period in American numismatics, where half dollars were still minted annually but were no longer commonly used in everyday transactions. The D mint mark on the 1991 half dollar indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary coin production facilities in the United States. The Denver Mint has played a crucial role in producing circulating coinage since the early 20th century, and its output has consistently met the needs of the nation's economy. In 1991, the Denver Mint produced millions of half dollars, but like many issues from the late 20th century, these coins were not widely circulated. Instead, they were often distributed in limited quantities or included in official U.S. Mint sets purchased by collectors. This limited circulation has resulted in many 1991D half dollars being preserved in relatively high grades, often showing minimal wear and retaining much of their original mint luster. The obverse front of the 1991D half dollar features a familiar portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The design shows Kennedy facing left, with a calm and dignified expression that reflects his leadership and legacy. The word liberty is prominently displayed along the upper edge of the coin, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," appears split across the lower portion of the design. The date 1991 is inscribed at the bottom, clearly identifying the year of issue. This design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, highlighting its timeless appeal and its importance as a tribute to one of America's most influential presidents. On the reverse back, the coin features a presidential seal, a design created by Frank Gasparro. At the center of the reverse is a heraldic eagle with its wings spread wide, symbolizing strength, freedom, and national pride. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, representing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend itself. Above the eagle is the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that emphasizes the unity of the United States. Surrounding the central design are the words United States of America and half dollar. The reverse design is rich in symbolism and continues to represent the core values and ideals of the nation. In terms of composition, the 1991D half dollar is made of a copper-nickel clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition has been standard for the Kennedy half dollar since 1971, when the United States moved away from silver coinage due to rising metal costs. As a result, the 1991D half dollar contains no silver content, which significantly affects its intrinsic value. The coin has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge, all of which are consistent with the specifications of modern half dollars. The mintage of a 1991D half dollar was approximately 15 million coins, a moderate figure compared to other years in the series. Despite this relatively lower mintage, the coin is not considered rare, largely because demand for half dollars in circulation was low and many coins are preserved in uncirculated condition. This means that collectors can often find 1991D half dollars in good condition without much difficulty. However, coins in exceptionally high grades, those with sharp strikes, strong luster, and minimal contact marks, are more difficult to find and are therefore more desirable among serious collectors. When discussing the value of the 1991D half dollar, condition is the most important factor. In circulated condition, the coin is typically worth only its face value of 50 cents, as it is neither rare nor composed of precious metal. In uncirculated condition, it may be worth between $2 and $5, depending on its quality and overall appearance. Coins that have been professionally graded and assigned high grades, such as MS-66 or higher, can command higher prices, particularly if they exhibit exceptional eye appeal. Additionally, coins with unique toning or those preserved in original mint packaging may attract additional interest from collectors. From a historical perspective, the 1991D half dollar represents a time when the role of coinage in everyday American life was changing. The increasing use of electronic payments, credit cards, and smaller denominations reduced the need for larger coins like the half-dollar. As a result, the coin became more of a collectible item than a functional piece of currency. Despite this shift, the continued production of the Kennedy half-dollar demonstrates its enduring significance as a symbol of national identity and remembrance. In the field of numismatics, the 1991 D half-dollar is an essential component of complete Kennedy half-dollar collections. Collectors often aim to assemble sets that include coins from each year and mint mark, and the 1991 D issue plays an important role in such collections. While it may not be rare or highly valuable, it holds significance as part of a continuous series that spans decades of American history. Its availability and affordability make it an attractive option for both beginner and experienced collectors, providing an accessible entry point into the hobby. Another important aspect of the 1991 D half-dollar is its condition rarity and strike quality. Coins from this period sometimes exhibit average strike quality, with certain details, such as Kennedy's hair or the eagle's feathers, appearing less sharply defined. Collectors often seek out examples with strong strikes and full detail, as these are less common and more visually appealing. Coins with exceptional luster and minimal imperfections are particularly